Hello and welcome to Highmetric Tech Bytes, an 8 to 10 minute series where we have a look at some of the value added use cases and how they're facilitated on the brand new ServiceNow Orlando platform. My name is Dominic Lewington, Director of Solution Consulting at Highmetric, and it's my very great pleasure today to run through a narrative demo showing how we can increase the velocity of our roadmap with delegated development in Orlando. So just to give us some context before we look at the personas, the challenges and the proposed solution, let's just take some information from the ServiceNow documentation to give us some context around exactly what delegated development and deployment is. So, delegated development allows designated users without a system admin role to develop or deploy applications on the Now platform. If you have the application-specific admin role or the system-level admin role, you can delegate application development to designated developers at the application level. So, what challenge is this trying to address? Traditionally, on the ServiceNow platform, to action any development work for a specific application that might be from the store to the store, homegrown within the platform itself, you've got to have or have to have an administrative license. Now, as an admin, I can delegate certain levels of deployment and development access rights and permissions and tasks to users at both a global level and an application-specific level, allowing the velocity of development with traditionally quite costly and quite time-consuming pipelines leading into limited development teams across the whole of a deployment and development team. So QA folk, business analysts, product managers can now access and action tasks relevant to their particular role without the need for a full admin license. With that in mind, let me show you what this looks like on the ServiceNow platform. So to the realities of delegated development, I've jumped across to a ServiceNow instance and I've opened up a console of a custom application that ServiceNow and Highmetric work on together, as do a lot of partners, which is the Demo Hub application. It allows me to run demonstrations like I'm doing today and sync across my demo data, my scripts and so forth directly from a single instance that's hosted within the ServiceNow infrastructure. I'm logged in as myself as a system admin, and I've been charged today with giving specific users and groups access to action certain development tasks against the Demo Hub application. So what does that look like? So if I move across to view the system applications I currently have installed, you'll notice we have 3 in work at the moment. These can be obviously applications to move up to the store, downloaded from the store, bespoke applications. I see a lot of my customers creating ticketing type applications for vertical specific industries. There's lots and lots of good reasons that you might need to create a bespoke custom application on the Now platform. As I mentioned, mine is around demonstrations. So the Demo Persona Manager is a particular aspect of the application we want to look at today. So let me open that up. So this is an important point to note, that not only can be set up globally for all applications, but probably more importantly and usefully, it can be set up for specific applications. So for instance, a product management team might only be interested in 2 or 3, the database team in some other pieces. We don't need to have any sort of security risk by giving these guys global access. They can have specific rights to do specific development tasks on single applications as we're looking at today. So the secret sauce, what's new? So let's have a look at the Manage Developers wizard. So we can see here a piece that allows us to look at delegating those permissions, rights and responsibilities I've discussed to specific users, developers, or to groups of developers. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So Neil Backus joins us as a product manager. So Neil is not actually interested in scripting or designing tables, but is interested in deploying the application we're building. So no problem here, because again, one of the exciting parts of this particular new feature within Orlando allows us to give access to all or a subset of all of the particular rights and responsibilities that might come for a developer. So we can see that file type access is broken down between all file types if it needs to be global responsibilities within this one particular application, reporting, service catalog, flow designer, and so forth. So what we're going to do today, as I mentioned, Neil is joining us as a product manager and part of the DevOps team. So he is only purely interested in the deployment opportunities or the deployment tasks, development tasks. So I'm going to allow Neil to upgrade the app, publish the app to the store, and publish the app to a specific code repository. So I'm going to give that a save now. And next time that Neil logs in, he will have those product management deployment specific access rights as a developer without being a full admin. So we can, as I mentioned, add this to specific users for a smaller team. If you have a larger team with cross-functional roles, we can also look at adding rights and responsibilities and tasks, file type access to specific groups. So we already have a couple of database people in here as well, but we have a new database team, data team B. And as a database team, we want these guys to have access to help us design the schemas, the tables, the forms, the fields, all that sort of good stuff. So I can give data team B, which will then be inherited by all the users within data team B, the ability to access that particular file type without having to give those guys access to any of the other development tasks. Okay, so that's a nice short walkthrough of delegated development and deployment and how that might help you accelerate your ServiceNow development roadmap by taking away some of the lead time and some of the need to have expensive, very specialized resources when certain less specialized file type access and permissions can be given to the whole development team, whether they be in product management and deployment, QA, business analyst, list goes on. Those guys are going to need separate access to separate elements within the development ecosystem of ServiceNow. And now with Orlando, that can be achieved with delegated development and deployment. So let us just quickly wrap up. Thank you for your time and your attention today as we run through another episode of Highmetric's Tech Bytes. Feel free to reach out to us directly over email or through your sales representative at Highmetric. As always, these videos and this content will be posted onto our social streams, so that's mainly through LinkedIn and our YouTube channel.